Hello everyone, my name is Kriplayla, and today in Plants vs Zombies Fusion, I'm trying to do a challenge to see how much seed slot does it takes to beat Plants vs Zombies Fusion. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, let's start with one seed slot. Of course we're going to use pea shooter as our main damage. Now we wait until the tutorial is over. And
Bruh.
probably the only usage of this button. Okay, let's actually start this challenge. The first level is really easy, with just one type of zombie versus the type of pea shooter. Although this level isn't free either, as I cannot randomly fuse pea shooter on a random lane. I need to prioritize my peas into a lane with a lot of zombie. Also, split pea got a minor change, allowing their backward peas able to bounce into the front again. And with that, level 1 is done. Let's go on to level 2. On level 2 introduced the conehead zombie. It's basically a more tougher zombie. Luckily one pea shooter can handle it if that's the only zombie in the same lane. But considering we are on the difficulty 3, having 7 times zombie spawn value, unfortunately, I died at the final wave. Now, on the second attempt, I just needed to play it smarter. By waiting a wave of zombies comes first so I can plant a pea shooter on the most threatening lanes. And with that, level 2 is done. Onto the level 3, introduced the buckethead zombie. This is where our NG comes really important now. Cause if we get unlucky or unprepared for horde of buckethead, we will die at the final wave. After getting better and gooder NG, we able to go to level 4. In level 4, buckethead zombie got replaced with pole vaulter zombie. It doesn't look bad at first until I found out that pole vaulter zombie got to 0.1x HP buff in this game. Really didn't expect that from OG zombie to be really annoying. As you can see from the attempts counter, handling pole vaulter zombie isn't easy. I tried some strats like letting pole vault jump early, or rushing to getting Gatling P to utilizes its DPS with the gloves. Even trying walnut only hoping it can do something. And with my best attempt can only passes one flag. But sadly, we cannot advance further with just one seed slot. So now, we're going to use 2 seed slots. And my choice is pea shooter and walnut, as the only main damage and defender that we currently have. In this loadout, we are gained to access to a new fusion. The first one is Peanut, that shoots not dealing 20 damage with infinite pierce. And the second one is Giant Walnut, that acts like the same in the original game. I also forgot to mention that we unlock the gloves in this level. It can use to move plants, but has a cooldown every use, and able to switch into zombie gloves, moving a zombie with a longer cooldown. With just adding 1 seed slot and the glove, we can complete level 4. On to day 5, you see it right, Zombotany Pea Shooter is here. But Zombotany P isn't really a threat since I decided to use 2 seed slot. By having Walnut to block attack, and Peanut pierces all zombies, allows me to clear most zombie before reaching my Walnut. And with that, level 5 is done, let's move on to level 6. Level 6 introduced the first unique zombie, Diamond Box Zombie. It's simply a very tough zombie that has multiple layers with a ton of HP. And its main purpose is to teach people to instant kill it using Chomper. So I swapped Walnut with Chomper, just to counter the new zombie. And also utilized Chomp Shooter combination of Chomper and Pea Shooter. This new plant eats like a Chomper, then shoots zombie parts while chewing. The projectile acts the same like Peanut, but it deals 80 damage each, clearing low HP zombie easily while focusing to eat high HP zombie. And with that, level 6 is done as well. Level 7 introduced you to one of the most annoying zombie ever. Behold, the Cherry Shooter Newspaper Zombie. It doesn't do anything until the newspaper is broken. Then it fires cherry bombs that deals 1000 damage in a plus formation. And plants like walnut can still block the projectile. However, it wouldn't last longer since it takes for shot to kill it. So after using the weird chomper plus potato mine strategy, I decided that I have to go to side quests before beating this level. Now on in the Advanced Fusion Challenge, a level that will allow you to unlock certain powerful fusions after beating it. And I'm picking the Explodo Shooter Challenge, where I can use plant that shoots cherry bombs like the Cherry Shooter Newspaper Zombie. Although it requires to cherry bomb to make it, the plant is still really good, because this plant also resists damage from cherry explosion. And about this level, it had Zombotany P, Cherry P, and Cherry Newspaper. This level is a little bit tricky because we need to constantly switching our plant depending on zombie projectile, using Explodo Shooter to block Cherry Bomb and regular Pea Shooter for other projectile. Back to level 7, nothing much to talk about, simply because the zombies isn't threatening compared with the challenge, apart from Diamond Box Zombie that we have to kill it with raw damage, which makes it annoying if we didn't start dealing damage as early as we can. With that, level 7 is also done. Level 8, we meet with 2 new unique zombie, Buckshooter Zombie and Bucknut Zombie, a Zombotany metal counterpart of Pea Shooter and Walnut. At first I tried Pea Shooter only, hoping Zombotany dropping their bucket. But sadly they didn't come early until the first flag. And with Screen Door Zombie also appearing in this level, being a counter to Pea Shooter, enough to overwhelm us in this level. So then I have to bring Walnut too. Now after bringing Walnut, I can use the Peanut strategy again. However, this level has a lot of bulky zombie, making Peanut hardly to kill any zombies. Now entering the first flag, Metal Zombotany able to appear now. If we kill those metal zombies, it will drop a bucket. And like the zombie counterparts, we also have access to metal plants. The first one is Buckshooter, that deals 80 damage with knockback. It's also able to knock Screen Door instantly. And the second one is Bucknut, having 2 times the HP as regular Walnut. Metal plant can also heals 500 HP when given metal objects again. Now after Metal Zombotany spawns more frequently, I transition my strategy into metal plants. At first it may look like I'm struggling a bit, but with my Buckshooter, the zombies will get knocked back constantly. And with even more Buckshooter, level 8 is completed. On to the last day stage, with almost all zombie that we're encountered before. Since it is Cherry Shooter Newspaper Zombie, I have to bring back Explodo Shooter. This level is also introduced you with Cherry Nut Zombie, which kinda underwhelming because it only has slight immunity to cherry projectile. But Explodo Shooter can still solo kill it easily. Now talking about this level, luckily there's no Zombotany P, since I don't want to constantly moving my plants to block peas and cherries. The most threatening zombie in this level one would say Diamond Box Zombie. That also luckily can be stalled by Buckshooter. Now with some management, the final level is done. Let's go to the night level. Now onto the night level. If you remember, we cannot obtain sun from the sky now, meaning that we can only gain sun from sunflower and its fusions. But luckily, we also have access to Puff Shroom, a short-ranged attacker with 0 sun cost. Puff Shroom also got a buff, allowing Puff Shroom to stack 3 times in one tile. And in the night, there's also Gravestone. Spawning zombies on the final wave makes the lawnmower is really crucial for final wave. Now on this level, I already beat it with 2 Puff Shroom. But surprisingly, this level is also possible with just 1 Puff Shroom. And now let's continue to level 11. Level 11, Screen Door Zombie makes its appearance again. But this level isn't hard either if you used a seed slot. I easily beat it with Puff Shroom and Fume Shroom. However, to my surprise again, This level also possible with just puff shroom. Just needed some luck so screen door zombie spawn less, since it takes 6 puff shroom completely to kill screen door zombie. And just use all lawn mowers on the final wave and we're done. Level 12 brings the football zombie, a familiar speedy and tough zombie. At first I don't know what combo that I should do. The first plant has to be sunflower for sun if we needed to use other plants. As for the second one, I needed an attacker plant that has a fusion with itself or sunflower. So I began testing with chomper first. Simply just needed a counter to football, but it quickly fall from the horde of zombies. And the second one I tested is fume shroom, but it's horrible as one fume shroom cannot defend a basic zombie. With my last testing, I find that pea shooter and sunflower are the best duo for this. Seeing that these 2 plants able to reach final wave gives me hope. But with that, I still needed RNG luck, as football comes early makes it hard to snowball. Now for the strategy. I started with 2 twin sunflower for my economy, then plant 1 column of solar shooters as defenders. After that, prepare Gatling P for dealing with high HP zombies. Moving Gatling P is also necessary for defending, as because it's high cost and long time to make. With that, level 12 are done. Level 13, having the same zombie layout except with the addition of pole vaulter and now having 2 flags to defend, despite not unlocking new plant. The fire lotus on the top left corner now gives fertilizer after some time. That can be used to heal plants to its max HP. Now let's talk about my attempts. Just like the previous level, this level also requires 7 attempts, as this level is also rely on RNG, because we're dealing with 2 speedy zombie rather than 1. I also moved my Gatling P into the back, making sure they got some coverage, because it takes a good amount of time to make 1 Gatling P. Surprisingly, we are struggling from the seed cooldown rather than sun. With an excess amount of sun, I can freely spam my plants when they're ready. I also use the zombie gloves when I'm having an unlucky spawn. Distributes the threat from one lane to other lane that has the least threat. And with that, level 13 is done. On level 14, another similar level with Buckethead Zombie makes his appearance. And I'm bringing Pea Shooter Sunflower again, as their good performance in the last 2 levels. In this level, I just beat it in 1 single attempt, aside from using this strategy many times. To my surprise, I think it's because Buckethead Zombie that makes this level easier, because Buckethead Zombie is considered as one of a higher threat zombie, making pole vaulter and football zombie spawn even less, reducing the amount of annoying zombies spawn, and dealing with Buckethead is more easier for me. And we're done on level 14. Level 15, finally we are met with another new zombie after some time, the dancing pole vaulter. It has the same 720 HP as normal pole vaulter. However, it can summon the backup pole vaulter after jump, making it as one of the annoying zombie in this game. But dancing pole vaulter only spawn after the first wave, allowing us to prep our defense, make it easier to kill it before it can jump. Really wish that football zombie would get delayed like that. That would save time from RNG the zombies. Let's just move on to level 16. Level 16. Now Michael Zombie entered to the party. And if you thought dancing pole vaulter was annoying, now we have a zombie that summoned dancing pole vaulter. In this level, took me 12 attempts to beat it. Compared to the previous level, I have a higher chance to die in the mid-game, with the introduction of Michael Zombie, allowing zombies to instantly leap into my house. And I also have to deal with football RNG. After multiple attempts, I think it's time to use the 3rd seed slot now. And I'm bringing Walnut, a simple defensive plant that has a really good fusions combination. Aside from able to use peanut and giant walnut, we can use the fertilizer into walnut, turning it into tall nut. Why did I make tall nut? It because tall nut able to counter dancing pole vaulter zombie, preventing them to leap and spawn back up pole vaulter. With everything getting countered by my plants, I can just freely improving my defenses, spamming Gatling peas and peanuts, and making sure to keep Tall Nut alive. Now we can progress to level 17. Level 17, we have a football variant. It's called Football Nut Zombie, a football zombie that has 2.8x HP compared to the original. I just wanted to say, thank God for making this zombie only spawn after the first flag. I don't want to imagine having to RNG with it. Just like their football tall nut head thingy, I also able to make my own football nut. Similar to Bucknut Zombie on the day, it dropped football helmet for me to use it, doubling tall nut HP into 16,000. On this level, I also used 3 seed slots, because I wouldn't think this level is possible with 2 seed slot. And with level 17 done, now onto the last level for today. The last level of night, we met with Frost Nut Zombie, a tall nut zombotany that immune to ice effect. It's kinda underwhelming since we're not using ice shroom in this level, and weak compared to Football Nut Zombie. While it can spawn early, before the first flag, but Walnut can just simply block it. This level I also played similar like some other level, using the 3 OG plants clearing the level, but somehow I didn't spam enough peanut, which make me struggle a bit. But I still managed to beat the level, and completed all the night levels. So that's all for today's video. Let's have a little recap. We completed all day and night levels, and having to use up to 3 seed slot for some level. Anyway, what do you think about this challenge? I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in another video.